Hi, this is Chris Edge with Double Edge Real Estate, and I'm here today with Derek Smart from Intercap Lending. Say hello.
Hey guys, welcome.
Hey, listen, today I wanted to walk you through a little bit of the process that you don't normally see when it comes to how do you figure out how much house you can afford. I'm constantly telling people the very first thing you got to do is you've got to get with a lender so that they can figure out what we can afford so I can take you shopping and we can go find your house. This is how it's done. So, Derek, I'll let you take the road here.
There it is. Ta-da! All right, let's break this down simple. This is what normally happens on our first phone call. You're going to call me and say, Derek, I make $60,000 a year. Great. I earn that in form of a salary. Great. That means you bring in $5,000 a month. Normally what typical lenders will see is you usually max out at about a 50% debt to income ratio. So what that means is you can use 50% of this monthly income in form of your total payments. That's really what most people want to know. Then the next part is then we start looking at, okay, well, what monthly obligations do you have now? And that's where we kind of get into, okay, well, I got a $500 car payment. I have a $100 minimum car payment. Okay, cool. So we just subtract those down and I'm like, well, look, we're going to start looking at a total monthly housing payment of about $1,900. Now here's where it gets fun on my side, but not yours, is then I start to break down, well, how much are hypothetical taxes and insurance and mortgage insurance? Really, all you guys want to know is, hey, we're looking at a housing payment of about $1,900 and whether you can afford that or not. That's a conversation I like to have with them, Chris, to say is, hey, is this comfortable? Do we need to adjust this lower, higher? So that way we get you into the right home. So that way as you're out shopping, Chris has a good idea of, hey, this is the type of home that we would actually qualify for. Your payment's going to be $1,850. How's that feeling so far?
Right. So again, just to recap here quickly. So this is your gross annual figure income, not taxes taken out, right?
Yep. Gross.
So at $60,000, we can have about a $1,900 housing payment, which, as some of you know, some of you are paying that for rent right now.
Yeah. So
you've got a car payment, you've got credit card, that 50% debt to income ratio that he's talking about, that leaves you 50% to pay your taxes. You go to the grocery store, get your gas, food, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what we really focus on when you guys call in and say, I want to go look at a house, and I say, we need to know how much house you can afford so I can show you the proper homes and make this process a lot easier for you. So with that being said, anything else? This stuff don't mess with. That's Derek's job.
Yeah. And I would say, like, the biggest reason why we want you to do that up front is that way you start looking at houses you can actually afford. Because otherwise, if you start looking in the $1 million homes that may be a little out of your price range, you're going to fall in love with that $1 million home and everything isn't going to measure up to it. We want you to find that home that measures to what your family actually needs, so we want you to feel good with that. And that way Chris can help you be the rock star to help you find that property.
Now, one thing that we didn't really touch on here is these are just the numbers end of it. You get into the credit side, which the percentage of what is going to be the interest rate.
Sure.
That drives a lot of this as well. That interest rate bumps a point. That could take that housing expense from $1,900 to $1,700.
Sure.
Just by a simple interest rate change. So with that being said, we don't want to confuse you more than we already have.
I think Chris did a good job.
Yeah. So, but that's why you want to give us a call. Let's start on it. This process can sometimes take a little bit. I just closed one the other day, worked with the guy for 6 months as we went through the process. We got him set up. We made a plan. We closed on him yesterday. He's got his brand new house first time. So awesome. With that being said, I'm Chris Edge with Double Edge Real Estate.
This is Derek Smart with Intercap Home Loans.
Give us a call and we will take you through the planning process. Have a great day.